How you guys doing out there today? This is Stephanie Jimenez from the Road Obese team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Friday, November 3rd. As always, if you want to watch our full video, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Road Obese. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing, please visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. All right, so today it's a brand new for me. It's my first time ever doing this. So bear with me if I make some mistakes. I'm sorry. It's gonna get better. I'm gonna kind of just show you guys what I'm looking at and go through our picks that way. We'll start with the NBA games first. We'll start with the Lakers at Brooklyn. I'm starting with this game first because it has the highest implied total of 224. And Lakers are favored by 2.5. The next game that I'm liking is the Phoenix Suns versus the Knicks. This has the second highest implied total of 223. And the Knicks are favored by -5. Then we'll talk a little bit about where are they at. Um, the game I'm looking for. Oh, right, this game. Denver at Miami. This game is tied for the third highest implied total at 214. Denver is favored by 5 at home. And then you also got the Houston Rockets at versus Atlanta. This game is also has a 214 implied total, which is tied with the Denver game for the third highest on the slate. Although Houston is favored by -8. They're 6-3. Atlanta's 1-7. This could definitely turn into a blowout. Next, we'll talk about the Pelicans versus the Dallas Mavericks. This game has the fourth highest implied total on the slate at a projected 213 total. And the Pelicans are favored by -5. And the last game that we'll talk about, I really like this game, but it doesn't have the Vegas line isn't out yet. We don't know. We don't have too much details on this game, but it's the Cleveland Cavaliers at Washington. Cleveland's been bad. Washington's been playing pretty good. But the thing about it is Cleveland still has LeBron James, and so that's always scary. You can never count them out. I definitely think this is going to be a back and forth game, and I really like LeBron James, and I really like John Wall from this game. So those are kind of just the games that I'm really going to be focusing on this slate. I like those 6 games a lot. There is some other games on here, but I don't really have too much interest in any of them. So let's kind of just jump to the individual picks that I like. Like I said, remember, this is my first time, so give me a break, if I'm messing up a little bit or whatnot. So I'm here in Fanduel. We're going to use Fanduel as our reference. I'm just going to, click on, obviously this is the goal every night to get this 100K, and we try our best. But just to kind of, see where we're at, for today, we'll kind of go through some different picks. So with that being said, let's start off at point guard. I think the top point guard on this slate is going to be John Wall in a close game going against the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. This guy's just been good. I mean, he's had a couple bad games, but he's also at one of his lowest prices on the season. I definitely can see him, getting anywhere from the 45 to 50 range in a close game against the Cavs. John Wall wants to prove a statement that the Wizards are better than the Cavs in the East, and I really like his opportunity tomorrow. Also, the Cavs, they don't guard point guards very good. Next, we'll talk about, let's see, I'll talk about Lonzo Ball first. This guy, he hasn't he hasn't been very consistent. I mean, we can see by his 17, his 18, even 24. It's all right. But we have seen the 30, the 35, the 35, the 54. The guy 54 against the Phoenix Suns, which was a great matchup for him. This Nets matchup is just as good, if not better. I'm not saying he's going to get 54, but I could see him having a great game tomorrow, a bounce back game from the dud that he put up today against Portland. Next, we'll talk a little bit about Jrue Holiday. I've been playing him. A lot of people haven't been playing him. The guy's good. Plain and simple. I really like him a lot. He's getting a lot of assists with Boogie Cousins, Anthony Davis down there. For 7-2, we want, generally about 35-ish. And he's been getting around that, 31, 46, 35, 33, 37. So I could definitely see him hitting that 5-time value for us tomorrow in a good matchup against Dallas, who just isn't a very good team. Next, we'll go with the cheaper guys a little bit, just to kind of get you some value in there. Jamal Murray, this guy, he's been playing really good for Denver. He's been consistent. He's not doing nothing crazy, but he's getting you, high 20s to low 30s pretty much. This was an outlier against Brooklyn, why I said I really like Lonzo Ball tomorrow. But Murray for 5.5, we're looking for about 27.5, and he's pretty much been on that mark, a lot the past 6 games. He's had one dud, but he has his 29, his 28, 40, 29, 23. So I definitely think he's in a great spot tomorrow. The next cheap guy we'll talk about is, where's he at? Both of these dudes. I like both of these dudes. Jarrett Jack, I've been playing him. The problem with Jarrett Jack is look at his points. He hasn't been scoring at all, and that's what's really been the problem with him. But he's getting a lot of, secondary, he's getting his steal, block, steal. He's getting 10 assists, 9 assists, 5 assists. He's filling up the stat sheet. Plain and simple. For 5,000, we want a guy to get us 25, which is 5 times, and he's been there pretty much 3 of the last 4 games. If he gets hot and scores 15 and 20 points from the field, especially against a Suns team who they don't have any point guards who play defense, so if he can score some extra points, I can definitely see him getting to the low to mid 30s, which will crush fantasy value for us. The last guy, point guard, we'll talk about is Jarrett Jack. I'm sorry, we just talked about him, is the guy right underneath him, Mike James. This guy, I've played him a lot this year. 5,000. He's getting his minutes. He's getting anywhere from 26 to 28 minutes. The only thing is, Julius is taking some minutes from him, but the guy's been pretty good. 24, 27. He had a couple, down games. Exploded against Brooklyn. Like I said, another reason why Lonzo Ball looks so juicy tomorrow. And then against Washington in a fast-paced game, he got 22. If he gets a couple extra minutes, because his shots are going down, he's gonna put up, low 30s to mid 30s as well. It's just if those shots are going down for him, that's the problem. In these couple down games, I played him in this Portland game, and he was, I think, 2 for, I want to say 15 or something. It was bad, but he's a solid value tomorrow. I really like him against the Knicks. Next, we'll move on to shooting guard. We'll talk about James Harden. Honestly, probably the best shooting guard in the league, plain and simple. The guy, he's a fantasy monster. He hasn't had the crazy games we've seen in the past, which is surprising. But he's still getting up there. For pretty much 11,000, we're looking we want about 55 out of him to hit value. And he's got pretty close. And in the last 5 games, he hit 53, pretty much 3 out of the 5 games. The problem is with him that we're not seeing this year compared to last year is he's not getting the rebounds. Capela is getting all those rebounds that he was getting last year. That's what's kind of, holding him back from those 60 to 70 point fantasy outbursts that we've seen last year. Also, his turnovers have been high, 7, 7, 8, 7. If he cuts those down a little bit, that'll help him as well. But he's the clear top option on the slate tomorrow. Next, we'll talk about Bradley Beal. He's been balling. He's been doing just as much as John Wall. And he's almost 2,000 less. The guy, he's been good. 50 points against Phoenix. Sacramento, this was a blowout. We can't really count that. This one he got ejected for the fight with Draymond Green. Lakers 46, Denver 30, 42, 48. I think he's a great play tomorrow. The Cavaliers have struggled against shooting guards. Next, we'll talk about Booker. Booker against New York. Booker, he's their main scorer. He's their top option. He gets his minutes, he gets his points, he gets his shots. You gotta love Booker. He's been consistent. In the last 7 games, he's had one dud. Every other game has been over at least 32, with 3 of them over 40 and a 50-point game. So he has massive upside. I'm gonna like him in his matchup against the Knicks tomorrow. This guy. I don't like Russell. I'm glad we traded him, but the guy's been a monster this year for the Nets, and he has the revenge game going back home against the Lakers. I think he's in store for a massive game tomorrow. Massive game. This game, these two, he got hurt right here. He came back, played limited minutes. No, I'm sorry. He sat out a game. He tried to come back. He got hurt. Came back, played limited minutes. Finally got his full allotment against the Phoenix Suns, and the guy went off for 45. Before he got hurt, he was putting up massive points. 39, 38, 30, 42. Make a long story short, I think he's a great play tomorrow against the Lakers. The revenge games are always something to keep an eye on, in my opinion. And then the last guys I'll talk about, a little bit more on the cheaper end. First one I'll talk about is the starter, Pope, 5K. I mean, he's getting pretty consistent run. When he's getting his minutes, he's putting up points. For 5,000, we want 25 points. He's pretty much got there the last 2 games. Had a couple off games and then got there 2 more times. He's a decent player tomorrow. The guy I'm really looking at, though, is going to be Jordan Clarkson, who backs up Pope, and he backs up Lonzo Ball. He gets a lot of run right here for 3,900. I think he's going to crush value tomorrow. So his value, we're looking at 19 pretty much to crush value. He's getting that almost every single game off the bench for only 3.9K to help us fit the more expensive guys in. Against the Nets as well. I really like Clarkson in this spot. I think he's a great value saver. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of add a couple guys I really like, so you could just kind of see, what I'm looking at. Boom, I like Clarkson. For point guard, I really like John Wall tomorrow. Small forward. So let's go to small forward now. LeBron, fast-paced game against Washington. I really like LeBron tomorrow. He was chalk the other day, and I think he's going to be chalk again today, to be honest with you. He's been good. Even though his team hasn't been good, LeBron's been good. We know what we're going to get from him for the most part. He had a dud against the New Orleans Pelicans, but before that, 63, 65, a dud. 41 against the Knicks, which is Indiana, back to 58. The guys, LeBron's honestly one of the best 3 players in the league. You always got to consider LeBron when he's on the slate at any time. I really like him tomorrow in a fast-paced game against Washington. Next, we'll talk about T.J. Warren. This guy, he's been good since the coaching change. He's getting his minutes. He has massive upside. He just went off against Washington for 40 points. At a 6.2 price tag, we're pretty much looking at, we want about 32 from him for value. He's pretty much been there almost every game, especially the past 4 since the new coaching change, like I was saying. In only 27 minutes, he got us 36.5, which would have crushed value. Portland only 26 minutes. He still got a reasonable 25. 25 minutes against Brooklyn, he got 36. When he's actually getting massive minutes, 35, he got 61 fantasy points. Against the Lakers, 39 minutes, 42 fantasy points. So the problem with this guy is he needs his minutes. But if he gets his minutes, he's going to beast out. I really like him tomorrow against the Knicks. Next, we'll talk about, where's he at? Wilson Chandler. This guy, I don't really know what to think about this guy. It's up and down, up and down. But you know what? Last year, Wilson Chandler was a $6,500 player. $6,500 player. And now he's 2,000 less this year. And not very much has changed. I mean, I think the big difference is they have Millsap playing down low with Jokic now. And he's getting a lot of the rebounds that Chandler would get last year because he played a lot of power forward. But, I mean, he's still getting his minutes 30, 33. 30, 31. He was having a bad game, so he got short minutes right here. I just don't understand the fantasy output, to be honest with you. But, this 33 points that he got against Brooklyn a couple games ago in 33 minutes, this is what I'm used to from him. And I don't think he's a cash game play, but I think he's a solid GPP play with some upside tomorrow. Before I get to my sleeper at small forward, I want to talk about Harrison Barnes real quick. He's in a pace-up matchup against the New Orleans Pelicans. The guy's just consistent. Playing simple, he's been, we need what? We need 31 points from him tomorrow to hit value. I mean, look, 28, 29, 23, 28, 25, 35, almost 36, 31. One bad game against Utah, and then right back to 26. So he's very, very consistent. I think he's a solid cash game play tomorrow. He's not exciting, but he's going to get you those points. And lastly, the guy I'm going to talk about, I think he's a great, great play tomorrow is, where is he at? Right here. The rookie, Josh Jackson. I've played a lot of him. He's cheap. He's 3.6. For value, we need, 18 pretty much. So let's go back to his game logs. This game, he got into foul trouble, so only played 12 minutes. I was watching the game. Before that, though, he's getting consistent minutes. 23, 22, 20, 23, 18, 23, 32. In my eyes, he's a poor man's TJ Warren. He backs up TJ Warren, but they do play a little bit by each other's side. It's just a matter if his shots are going down or not. I mean, for 3.6, we need 16, like we just talked about. I mean, he's got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got that. He's got 16 in 4 of his last 6 games, and we'll just say 15 is very close to value. We'll take that. So he had one dud. I really like him for value tomorrow. I'm going to put him in there. I really like Clarkson. I like Jackson for value tomorrow. So now we'll move on to power forward. Power forward, we're going to start off with AD. The guy's just a beast. Straight up, look at this. 53, 69, 67. He got hurt. He sat out. 62, 61, 55. If you're talking about consistency and at 11.8 price tag, we need pretty much 60. This guy's going to get you there. If not, he's going to get you very, very close. Against a Dallas Mavericks team that's not very good, and he's pretty much going to be going against old man Dirk. Oh, sign me up. You got to really like Anthony Davis tomorrow. Next, we'll talk about, let me see. This guy, Hollis-Jefferson. Hey, this guy, he doesn't do anything special, but hey, he fills up the stat sheet. And that's what I like about him. He's going against a Lakers team. We're young and we're careless with the ball. I could see him getting some steals, getting a couple blocks. And if his shot's going down, the guy is lethal. I mean, he's never really been known for scoring. He's been known more for his defense. But if he's going to score 21, 18, 19, 18, in 4 of the last 5 games and get us these fancy outputs, and then he's going against the Lakers, which is an even juicier up-tempo matchup. I really like Hollis-Jefferson tomorrow. And then we're going to talk a little bit about this guy. He's been good. Domantas Sabonis. He got traded from the Thunder in the Paul George deal. Look at this dude. It's crazy. I didn't even know he was this good, to be honest with you. And he's getting a lot of minutes with Turner out at center. And he's putting up massive fantasy points. 36 minutes, 38 points. 25 minutes only, 35 points. 32 minutes, 44 points against the Spurs. Against his old team, he was a little bit excited too much, got into foul trouble. He only played 18 minutes, still got 20 points. 25 minutes, 33 points. 30 minutes, 40 points. So you get the deal. The guy, he's been playing very well, and I'm going to stop overlooking him so much. I really like him. And then we're going to go with, where are they at? Larry Nance, he got hurt today. He's out. So that means Kuzma, boom. This guy, if he starts tomorrow for the Lakers, he's a must start, okay? You're hearing it from me first. Look at this guy off the bench. 26.6, 27.7. Utah was kind of, defensive game. 25, 32, 22. This guy's good. Plain and simple, you get the point. If he starts tomorrow, he's a must start. Even if he doesn't start, he's going to get extra minutes with Nance out, so I really like him. And then, if Randle gets to start for pretty much the same price, Randle's one of those guys we know he can fill up the stat sheet as well. I mean, look at this guy. 17 minutes, 30 fantasy points. 23 minutes, 34 fantasy points. 19 minutes, 30 fantasy points. So the problem with Randle this season is he's not getting the minutes. But if he's going to start tomorrow and they say he's going to get at least 25 to 30 minutes, he's going to be a really, really good play. The same thing for Kuzma. It just depends on kind of what the news comes out of how, the coach is kind of favoriting them. Okay, and then last guy I'm going to talk about, they're all in the same price range, so it makes it difficult. Ryan Anderson, Kuzma, and Randle. But Ryan Anderson, this guy's been really good. When Gordon was out, he was getting a ton of extra shots. Gordon came back, and he still got those same shots. Without Chris Paul, it's pretty much Eric Gordon, Ryan Anderson, and Harden shooting everything. I mean, pretty much. And, he's been good. 21 points, 22 points, and 21 points. So in the last, 3 of the last 4 games, he scored at least 20 points. His shots, going down right now. The problem with Ryan Anderson that I don't like compared to the other 2 guys I just talked about is he's more scoring dependent. Yes, he's getting the massive minutes. That's not the problem. But, I mean, he needs to score to really get you there because he doesn't really fill up the stat sheet too much. Yes, he'll have occasional 6 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 6 rebounds. But this 3 rebound, 5 rebound, 1 rebound, this is more what I'm accustomed to from him. He doesn't really get you too many defensive stats. I mean, he'll occasionally get you a block or steal. And those have led to, these, 16, 16, 15, 20, 13. So I definitely prefer the 2 Laker guys over him. But the guy's been good, so I do want to mention him. And the last guy that I'm going to talk about that I really like tomorrow, I just don't know if he's going to be matched up with LeBron. Otto Porter. Boom. This dude, he got paid. And I'm like, damn, why did they pay him so much? But you know what? He got paid for a reason. This guy, he's been really good to start the season. He's getting massive minutes, at least 32 minutes almost in every game this season. And he's putting up good totals, 31, 58, 48, 26, 50, 31. None of those will kill you. Those are all solid scores. On 7,000, all we need is 35 to hit value, and I could definitely see him hitting value in a close game against LeBron James tomorrow. So that's kind of where I'm at for power forwards. I'm going to move on to centers quickly, and I'm going to get you out of here. Boogie Cousins, this guy's been really good. I mean, 74, 67, 80, 64. Like, the guy's been balling. 65, 60. I mean, he's definitely I'm going to have to say, going to be the top center on the slate. The problem is he's 12,000. So on a 12,000, we need at least 60. But I think there's a very good chance for him to get 60 against the Mavericks tomorrow. Next, we'll talk about Clint Capela. This guy, he's been very good this year as well. And the thing about him that surprised me is he doesn't even play that many minutes. So I compared to some of these other guys. I mean, 27 minutes, 42 fantasy points. 31 minutes, 38. 21 minutes, 32. He had a dud right here against Howard. 31 minutes, 56, 24, 30, 20, 28, 28, 54. So you get the point. The guy's a beast, and he's been beasting this year, and he's getting us those defensive stats that are worth more now. 3 points instead of 2 is really helping us, and we got to really like all those. So he's a very good play tomorrow. Where's he at? Next, we're going to talk about Enes Kanter. This guy's been starting. We know this guy is a fantasy points per minute king. When he gets his minutes, he puts up massive points. Straight up. Even when he doesn't get his minutes, he still puts up solid points. 22 minutes, 25. 23, 28, 29, 40 almost. He had a dud. Actually, so this game, I had him. He got benched the first half. He came back the second half. He only had, I think, 1 rebound at halftime. He came back and got me 25.7 still. So I wasn't even mad about this one. Cleveland, he went off for 35. Denver, 27. And then against the Rockets, he got in foul trouble. Next, we're going to talk about Gortat. I like Washington tomorrow against Cleveland. This guy, he doesn't do nothing special, but he's gonna, as long as he stays out of foul trouble, he's gonna get you generally about 32 minutes to 34 minutes a game. What you can see in his game log, he got in foul trouble right here. 46, 26, 32, 34, 31. It's a model of consistency, and that's what we want in DFS is consistency. At 5.9, all we need is 29 fantasy points from him tomorrow, and I could definitely see him getting us that. And the last guy I'm going to talk about, going against his former team, revenge game just like D'Angelo Russell, Brook Lopez. The guy had a monster night tonight against Portland. Going against his old team and the Brooklyn Nets, I think he's gonna want to prove a point that, hey, you traded me, and I'm gonna tear you guys up for trading me, and I think he's gonna have a good game tomorrow. The only thing that's scary about him in this spot is he's coming off a back-to-back, and he played almost 30 minutes tonight, which scares me a little bit. But he's a great play tomorrow. So, hey, that's kind of where I'm at for today. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. If you want to play the lineups that we're playing, please visit our website. And I'm going to get better at this format, so just give me a chance. And I'll be back tomorrow with our picks for Saturday. All right, talk to you later.